All right, so it looks like the one and done era in college basketball will continue as the NBA and NBA Players Association are working out a new collective bargaining agreement that is set to expire this upcoming year. And it seems like both sides have dropped the idea of allowing players to come straight out of high school into the NBA draft. It's a real shame for these young guys. I know there's been a lot of buzz from the fans. They want to see guys come out straight from high school into the NBA. Because look at it. There's been a lot of guys that have come straight out and they've been superstars. Obviously, LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard. There's been a lot of guys that have gone straight from high school into the league and been dominant forces. But I get with all these great players, there's also probably some busts. You got to look into it. I'm sure there's quite a few high school guys that have kind of thrown away everything to go straight to the league. Now they secured a bag. It's a bag, but how much bag is it? You lose out on potentially developing, getting more money in the long run. I just kind of hate that the NBA is set on this one and done rule. It's really, really stupid. Either let the kids come out of high school or make them play 2 years in college. So either you come out of high school, you got to wait a full year, play 1 year in college, or you can go play in the G League for a year, get paid. But I think now with the opening up of NIL, guys would be more willing to go to college. If you're a superstar guy who's going to be a top NBA pick coming out of high school, you're going to get paid in college. There's not really much restrictions on NIL deals right now. You're going to be a superstar for your basketball team. The checks are going to come flying in, but I'd really like to see a 2-year commitment for guys in college. I mean, I get the one and done, but it just kind of sucks. It really helps a guy's development. You go to college, you go to school, you get some experiences, you learn a little about life, and just think about the invaluable, assets of being coached by one of these elite college coaches. John Calipari, Tom Izzo, Bill Self. There's so many great guys out there that can teach these young men about basketball, develop their game a lot better than some G League Ignite coach or playing overseas in Europe for a year. So I really, really am supportive of guys going to college for 2 years. You're going to get some NIL money, develop the game, get some life experience, and then go into that grown man's league that is the NBA. Because let's be honest, most of these guys, even the top rookies, they do nice, but very rarely do we see a guy lighting the league on fire. It takes them a couple of years to get into the flow of things before they're a dominant player in the NBA. But I get why the NBA doesn't want to do it. They don't want to lose the older guys on the back end of the bench. There's only so many roster spots. The players are against it. And teams are going to be more likely to invest in those young 18-year-old kids than keep an old vet around for the league minimum. It's a lot more for the league minimum than like the 12th pick in the draft. It's just that how it works. So I get why they want to do that, but I get why the players are against that. You don't want to lose those roster spots. There's only 13 roster spots on an NBA team. It's the smallest league in North American sports. It's hard to get it. So both sides, the NBA and the NBA Players Association, are really trying to reach a long-term agreement before tonight's deadline. Tonight is the opt-out deadline for the collective bargaining agreement set to expire in 2023, 2024. So they're trying to really work hard to get this deal done. It's important they get this deal done because they've already pushed the deadline back twice. The deadline was originally in November, then moved to February. Now it's tonight. If they don't get a deal done, there will be potential for a work stoppage in July, so another NBA lockout. Feels like the NBA locks out more than anybody, but it seems like the two sides are really working on getting this thing done. There's a lot of other interesting things I'm sure the NBA and players are going to get out of this. Maybe we get rid of the fully guaranteed contracts. Maybe the fully guaranteed contracts go because NBA owners I know have not been happy with players' fully guaranteed contracts. Then they bitch and moan and force their way out of teams with these trades. I know they are not happy with that. I'm sure that's something that's getting talked about. The Crypt Keeper, Adam Silver, not a good commissioner, pretty terrible commissioner. He just bows to the player. So I don't know what the owner's doing with him still. Figured they would hire a new guy because the commissioner is really the owner's, kind of microphone piece or whatever. The commissioner works for the owners if you didn't know that. But we've had some guys talk about why they're against the one and done here, at least from the NBA Players Association side. It's kind of like what I said. So this was Tamika Tramaglio. I'm sure I butchered that. I know I butchered that. I apologize to that. But let's see what they had to say. We recognize that we really do need to make sure that we have the structure in place if we're going to have people join the league at the age of 18. We also appreciate there's a lot of benefit to really having veterans who can bring those 18-year-olds along. And so certainly anything that we would even consider, to be quite honest, would have to include a component that would allow veterans to be a part of it as well. So that's, like I said, they've been against that. They want to keep these veteran guys intact. There is options with the G League Ignite and stuff like that, but I think this is the real key. It's, do you want to bring in these baby face kids into a grown-ass man's league and lose some of those vets on the back end? No, it's all about protecting your players. And honestly, the NBA PA is going to be more invested in the guys who've been a 7-year, 8-year vet that's maybe a fringe borderline guy than some 18-year-old kid who's never been in the league. And that's what the union's supposed to do. Now, it's been a real hot topic since they put in the one and done. It's been since 2005, and it came with a lot of pushback and a lot of fight early on. Figured it would ruin college basketball, but we've now seen college basketball teams that all in on the one and done, really haven't done any sort of magic in March as of recent. It's the veteran older teams, and I think NBA guys, college coaches are all starting to learn that you can't just collect one and dones. Calipari liked to get like 6 or 7 one and done guys, and Kentucky could never get a rhythm. They missed the tournament. They'd have short runs. It's been a long time since he's went on those runs with Anthony Davis to win that national championship. The move is veteran guys, veteran experience in the NBA and in college. We need to find a place for these kids to grow. Now, you don't want to be as harsh as the NFL. Like I said, the NFL's 3 years. That's a little too long, I think. I think 2 is the magic number, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a fan of the one and done? Do you want it just to be straight from high school, or you like something more like I like, the 2 years in college? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.